Hey guys, it's a History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Order of Battle Pacific, Japan. And where we last left off, we've begun the invasion of the Philippines, which is a pretty exciting time. And I mean, you know, things are going a bit slower. I will say, and I know every Let's Player goes out and uses this as an excuse, but commentating while doing strategical thinking games, it's a little difficult. So there's my 2 cents on that matter. Anyway, it really does look like we're fairly spread out, actually. Like, really spread out. We've got our thrust going down the south here, but unfortunately our western flank isn't really working. And I gotta say, the game updated, and finally, you know, the cities are listed. That is huge. So now when it says, you know, on game objectives that you've got to go for, say, like San Clemente, or let me see if I can get a good example. Okay, there isn't one here, but there would be in other missions where it's like, hey, you got to hold on to this objective for X amount of turns, and you're like, well, I can guess that it's this objective because it's got a star, but I don't really know if this is Rosales or if this is, you know, Urdaneta or Baolungao. Like, you know, I like that. I appreciate that. Anyway, I'm wasting time talking into the freaking nowhere. Man, my brain, it's not working today. Commentary's going to be a little bit off, and I'm not sure why it is. Like, I had a good sleep. I've had some caffeine. Everything should be fairly normal. So I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for what is going on. Let's see, if we take our bomber here and start bombing that old thing. Now, we do have an aircraft contact here, which does concern me a little bit. I've got no anti-aircraft ability. And in one of the comments, you know, it was suggested that with the Japanese military being what it is, it would be a good idea to make sure, if we actually link you up like that, that should be okay. Make sure you've got, like, naval guns or aircraft to support, because that's just, you know, the Japanese had a focus on aircraft and naval superiority. Now, in this map, particularly, there's no way we can get any sort of naval assistance, but we do got the aircraft rolling. What concerns me is they've got aircraft too, and I've got no way to fight that. So let's go take a look at our forces. Now, we can afford some more aircraft, and we've got 189. We don't have a lot of money, but what we might want to look at doing, so this is a list of all of my forces that are deployed. What you can do is resuscitate dead units, which is great. You could do that in Panzer Corps as well, but it wasn't quite the same. At least I never did it. So at least in this game, like, if I want to build a new infantry unit, it'll pop up and say, hey, you've got a dead unit that you can bring back. And you get something like 5% of the XP or something. It's like, it's minimal, but for the same cost, it's worth it. And we'll get to that, you know, when we need to. Anyway, what I'm thinking about doing is buying myself a Zero, and just in case. So we'll get a Zero up, and now we got 2 dive bombers and a fighter aircraft, gaining all sorts of experience, I hope. Who? Where? I don't see you. You're not gonna fight. You can just... We don't need to resupply you. You can just go have a nap. Ah, here we go. Okay. This guy shouldn't be in supply. So we should be able to, you know, do some damage, prevent the American tank rush that was coming along. Let's see, what else we got? Yeah, you're telling me that I've got an infantry unit here, but we got none selected. So I don't believe you. Is that it? That's it. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. He didn't move, so what? Aha! They do have a big-ass bomber, which my bombers can't counter. But thankfully, my little Zero can, so we'll get him down as quick as we possibly can. Toot sweet. Thankfully. Maybe that wasn't out of range of the anti-aircraft. Because at the end there was definite aircraft gunning sounds. How's the best way going to be to get across this bridge? The best way would be with some artillery support. So, short of artillery support, I guess I should be using the bomber on them guys, and I will next turn. Provided I remember. I should remember. I mean, I'm not that old. So, you know, there's my bomber. Well, those guys really aren't doing much to the bunker. And our artillery is just out of range. But if we go and we move in some units, we should be able to do some damage. The enemy is dug in around the city of San Ignacio. We should bypass this fortified position and cut it off before attempting to assault it. So that's exactly what this southern push was. I knew about this network of insanity, and because I've played the mission before. Experience is helpful. We'll go ahead and rearm you, although I guess, yeah, any aircraft, I don't necessarily need to worry about you way down here. But anyway, we'll be able to cut those guys off, and unfortunately our northern push has just taken a little too long. Which is, you know, entirely up to me. It's entirely my fault. I'm going to leave those guys to rest, same as these guys, although they could use a little boost, so we'll boost them. Alright, and it looks like he wants to just use this flying fortress as anti-infantry weapons. It's crazy to me. But still, we'll work him down with our artillery. Let's start bombing. Now, yeah, so you can see, obviously, any aircraft have range. There should be no surprise to anybody. So we just want to be mindful of that as we attack. Now, as you can see there, so I wish I took some time to show it, but there was briefly, for a moment, before I quickly clicked, the plus sign on the anti-tank gun. So if you've got an anti-tank gun next to a unit, just like artillery in Panzer Corps, which doesn't happen in this game, so don't be putting your artillery next to your infantry, but put anti-tank guns next to your infantry, and they will support infantry in an attack. One thing I do want to do, finally I've got a command for Saburo here, so let's put him in charge, and I should have done that before I launched the attack. Silly me! Order of operations. I should know these things. All the excuses that I have. What do we got? Some engineers? Engineers will be great in this position. Oh, it's a flamethrower battle. Who's got the better flamethrower? Apparently Japan. Take that, America. I wonder if I can get these guys across the river. I'm going to leave you to rest, and I'm going to move you closer. If I can get those guys in and flank, that would be pretty groovy. As for this, we're in a good position now. And in fact, I didn't have to move my artillery up that close. Because I know some people don't like having artillery close to the front lines. But what this does, this position here, not only allows me to shell this stupid bunker, but it also, as you can see by this white line, puts quite a lot of their fortifications over here under fire. So that's why we did that. Let's get the engineers going. And in fact, we'll move this guy down here and this guy in so we can get a full-on thrust and hopefully just take the bunker out. Mission accomplished. Excuse me while I hydrate. We're just gonna, I guess we'll move you into Tarlac. We'll get you guys moving on down. And I think that's pretty much about it. That's all the units moved this time. It's an effective use of a turn. Alright, so you want to play, do you, Bomber? Okay, we'll play. You can't run from me, I'm in a 0. Yeah, take that. Okay, so they've given up the bridge. I appreciate that. I don't necessarily want to start using this bomber to bomb things under any aircraft protection. That seems like a risk not worth taking. So, can we can't even bunny hop this. No! Alright, move ahead. Engineers, you're going to be taking the brunt in this. And we should repair that 97 Chiha. Probably a slightly racist way to say that. I don't know. It's fun to say Chiha. Oh, God. I'm a horrible person sometimes. Alright, so we don't necessarily want to push into a fortified position across a bridge. But we do want to cut these guys off. Unfortunately, it's going to be a while before the north comes down. Or I guess the western flank. But what we can do is use these units here to start pushing across and see if we can't, you know, separate the entire area. If we can get these guys all the way across to here, which is a waste of time. We got 30 turns to spend though, so maybe it wouldn't be. Let's see, I wish I could, like, I want them to go here, but I don't want them to go across the bridge and through the defenses there. So we'll move them this way. You guys need some help. You can go there and then we'll rest you for a turn because you're looking yellow. Let's take our bomber. And that bunker probably won't be too much of an issue. Well, we can just get a little bit of scouting done with our bombers. And doing that... Oops, right. Left click. Right click, I mean... The 2-button mouse setup has saved me from a lot of stupid maneuvers, but it's also, we'll just, you know what, we'll just set you to sleep. I don't need to worry about your position for a while. And I really only need to worry about that position if the bomber comes over, which it won't. So as you can see, we're getting to the point, well, I mean, we've always been at that point with the bomber, that we don't do too much damage, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's see if we can't double team this anti-tank gun. That will be annoying to have to fight through once we get across, which is like step 3 here. Anyway, we got this guy in, so we can start pushing. I think going across the river there was the right idea. Just move. Take enough damage that you move. No such luck, eh? Damn. Okay. Well, we will move you there and move you there. Awkward maneuvering, yes, but I'm gonna say that's necessary. Mainly just to justify my existence. Okay, we'll do something like this. And get you like that. We can still... Nope, right. See, this is good. If we can just remove that anti-aircraft gun via artillery... We'll, oh, geez, what's my thinking? We'll, make it easier for the bombers. That's what my thinking is. Come on, history nerd. Alright. Well, now, let's utilize this tank doing what tanks do. And, you know, being mobile and... stuff. Let's get everybody across, okay. So we can start putting pressure on this anti-aircraft gun and on this anti-tank gun. And next turn, I'll pull the engineers back, because they are taking a bit of a beating. Where did that bomber go? Damn, I've lost it. And I know they've got anti-air down here, so I don't necessarily just want to go blind scouting. But I think I'm just going to go blind scouting. And I have no visual on a bomber. Did it go north? Should have paid attention to that. Should have paid attention to a lot of things in life. Anyway, we don't really need to reinforce you guys. You do need a rest, though, so we'll let you rest for a turn. In fact, we'll let everybody down here rest for a turn. Then we'll get you in a position where you might be able to assist, and then that should be good. Yeah, that's fine. Aha! There it was. Just refueling. So we'll just hang out here, really, and wait for this bomber to return. What we'll also do is set that guy up here, relatively defended, but, you know, a good enough spot, I guess. For coverage, anyway. Alright, and in the next turn or two, we'll have to start pushing our planes back. That's okay. I don't mind that. Well, yeah, I want to get this infantry in. And your best bet's going to be against the anti-tank gun, or anti-aircraft gun. Which these guys should be able to finish. But I don't necessarily want to move those guys up. Do I? Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, maybe not. That's okay. We'll bring our tank around. And create a nice little supply pocket for the American staff to deal with now. So that's good. We'll take a chance. And we did more damage than we took, so that's generally a success. Those guys have moved. So I'm not really sure now's the time to push into my Anatok here. But I mean, I guess we might as well, right? Let's move these guys up. I gotta say, the defenses here were not as bad as I thought they would be. Let's get everybody in and start shelling the crap. I guess we'll go with the anti-aircraft gun again. We've got to have those guys dialed in nice and tight. Taken far too many losses in both those situations. We'll leave those guys on the defenses and just wait to try and close them up, I guess. That should breed confidence for the men. We'll just try and close them up, I guess. We're just guessing here at this war thing. I think from a cost-saving perspective, though, only having one artillery gun may not have been a good idea. Both flanks could have used a bigger gun. I like that. When you force them to move and they're shooting and the flamethrower goes everywhere, it's not weapon safe, guys. Come on. I mean, I know Americans like guns, but come on. Safety. We will replace your losses. We should do the same to you. And the same to you. There we go. Elite repair. That's perfect. We got our bomber here. We're pretty much going to finish off this anti-tank gun. I mean, it's to the point now where I would feel comfortable just... oh, what? Sending a tank down to take care of that anti-tank gun. And we gotta send those planes back to refuel next turn anyway, so... I think that's all we're gonna do. No? We should be able to end that anti-aircraft gun. Which is good. So we can now put pressure on all the American units here, but we still can't quite get a good victory. So, actually what I might have to do is reposition my artillery next time as well. Boo to that! I didn't see where that... I think that bomber just went back. Very well. We'll pull our 0 back too. That doesn't necessarily matter that much. Perhaps having an anti-aircraft gun that far out is not a good idea. There's a nice spot right there for them. Holy crap, did they ever take some damage there. New units available. Japanese infantry 42. Well, I would like to upgrade everyone. There's no question about that. I think we're just going to have to wait till the end of the battle. No, we should start hitting their infantry. Good, we actually did some damage. You need to freaking get on the move, sir. And... why couldn't we have captured any airfields closer? Alright, you go home, and I guess the 0 might as well head back too. That's not fun. Alright. Let's try and cut those guys off. Perfect. So now we can just start moving our men around. Those guys are going to be cut off. That's our best bet. That is. Okay. And now that's looking good, now that we've weakened them. And we should be taking that town next turn. Which is good. We got this to worry about. Anything worth it? I guess that. You need resupply like mad. We might as well start dishing out damage where we can do it cheaply. So no losses is good. That's what we want to keep. Alright, next turn. That's fine. Yeah, don't blame me for running away. We're kind of stuck you in a bad position, and I apologize for that. Wasting some serious cash on keeping those guys supplied. There might be a better bet for the artillery. That should be closer. Unfortunately, we get no firing this round, so that sucks. Let's get you back on the path to the airport. Let's finish off those guys. Oh. Yeah. So one thing. Aerial reconnaissance. You don't always pick up all the units, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But it is annoying when it comes to bite you in the ass. That's all that is. Yep, that's fine. These guys are digging in well. Man, the Chiha there. It's a little weak against infantry. Oh, this is a victory. Ah! Now I'm understanding the way this map is working. I probably should have understood it, a bit better before committing all these forces, but I need to take this town too. Which, I mean, we'll be able to get that without too much of a problem. I'm not worried about that. Let's get you landed. And we'll land you as well. And hey, why not? We'll put you at the airport as well. Perfect. Alright, so I got a lot of anti-tank guns here for really no reason. We'll actually do damage there. And then we can move these engineers up and they can get a little bit of revenge. go. Doing well. Now, one thing we could try doing, and considering the wealth of forces we have in this area, I mean, we could shuffle this guy up, move that guy up, and take this guy and try out attacking with katana and bayonet. So why not? What's the worst that could happen? Let's find out. Let's zoom in. So they go in with bayonets and swords and take a hell of a lot of damage. And they do none in return. So I would imagine if that works, that it's probably a pretty powerful attack. But, of course, I sent them up against, you know, infantry that have been dug in for a while. That could have something to do with it. You see, now, what I should have done, I think, I'm no expert in Banzai charges, but now probably would have been a better bet than starting with it. So consider that a tactical lesson learned, and that's actually going to be learned. I'm not gonna, in my typical strategy game style, say, hey, lesson learned, and forget about it. It'll take me a couple episodes to forget about that. As long as those guys survive, I don't want to lose any infantry right now. So they're definitely putting up a fight, I'll give them that. But I think our fortunes are changing here. Of course, we don't have much of an attack we can do on this flank at the moment. But we can get rid of that guy, which is good. You could probably do with some replacements, and we can keep pushing this way. Just burn them. Burn the jungle down. Perfect. Alright. Let's get our bombers in the air. So, that guy first. Now, in the game, you can land as many units as you need to, but you can only launch one unit a turn. So, if you are launching aircraft, just remember that, and make sure you're launching the aircraft that you want to launch. Nothing is more heartbreaking than being in a carrier battle, for instance, launching a dive bomber and realizing, oh crap, I've got a ton of fighter aircraft coming in. Probably, let's just see, can you get in there? No, so you'll have to move. That's okay, we can get you in. We can take that. We got the objective. You can replace your losses, and that's that for that front. Now we just need to take this city, and we'll be done. And we need to do it before turn 35. I'm not gonna toot my own horn here, but I think we might have this. Feel free to run off the front line if you guys have to. This isn't the Soviet Union. I'm not going to shoot you for retreating. Who would be a good target? We could just wipe that guy out. But I think causing some damage to the unit holding the town would be the best bet. Let's see. Yeah, we can just wipe these guys out. There we go. Move the tanks down. And I think we're okay on this front for like loss replacement and things of that nature. That guy's done his attack. We'll kill them, but we're not going to take their position. We'll pull you back, because you are very damaged. We'll move you up and replace some of your losses. And then we should just be able to sort of... That's not what I want to do at all. We'll leave this guy there. We'll leave it like that. Yeah, that's looking good. Let's not forget. I mean, at this stage, I'm not even going to worry about launching another bomber. I think we'll be able to take this town without, you know, requiring air support. Alright, let's shell you again. And, tempted to try another Banzai charge, but that seems a little ridiculous. We can probably... Let's see. You'll be able to move there. Okay, so let's pull you back. Let's put you there. We're just gonna work down this U.S. heavy infantry. Piece by piece. And I mean, getting our freaking tank in position here. And that's good, because then we can move down this unit of Japanese infantry and take the town. Luzon Blitz. Our aggressive advance has cut through the enemy defenses, resembling the German offensive against the Western Allies. By cutting off the enemy's escape into the Bataan Peninsula, their defenses will be significantly weakened. Let's continue. That's that for that mission. Yeah, we're good. Victory! Word has come that Manila was abandoned by the time our southern invasion force reached the city. It has become clear the enemy has retreated to Bataan in order to make their last stand on the peninsula. Burma invaded. Word has come that Manila was abandoned by the time our southern invasion forces reached the city. It has become clear the enemy has retreated to Bataan in order to make their last stand on the peninsula. We get to see that twice. I think I may have found a bug. Alright, well, let's give this a save. Yes, we'll overwrite it. And I can't seem to get past that. Alright, well, that's fine. We'll leave the episode here for today. And can we get the U.S. forces... Or the U.S. Air Force has been destroyed at Clark Field and will pose no more threat during the remainder of the Philippine campaign. So we shouldn't have to worry about the U.S. Air Force for the rest of the... Well, for the next battle, anyway. Which is good. And that is where we'll take it up in the next episode. So, thumbs up if you have enjoyed this episode. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. The response to this game has been great so far. Thank you all who've watched and enjoyed. And yeah, keep it up. So thank you all very much for watching. And we'll see you next time.